Hey there everyone! I'm Box, a tiny and obscure artist on the internet, and I decided to do the ClanGen challenge. If you're unfamiliar, ClanGen is a game based on the book series Warrior Cats, in which you can make your own clan and control what they do, to an extent. The ClanGen challenge involves playing through 1 year in-game and making a story surrounding all the events, and then drawing the members of the clan. So, let's get right into it. My clan is called ArachnidClan, with the surrounding clans being Bloom Clan, Ice Clan, and Comet Clan. These clans used to live in a wooded area by a mountain, but after a pack of wolves moved in, they were forced to leave. Many cats did not survive the move, and that's where our Star Clan guide comes in. So, let's go meet all the dead cats this year. Our Star Clan guide is the former warrior Flailbounce, a 74-moon-old Tom who is playful and a good teacher. He used to live in the old territories and was basically the clown of ArachnidClan, always smiling and messing around. He cared deeply for his clanmates, which was why he didn't hesitate to give up his life when wolves attacked. Though he never made it to the new territories himself, he continues to watch over ArachnidClan and guide the dead to their final resting place. Now, as we get into the other dead cats, I have some bad news. ArachnidClan suffered a tragedy this year. 3 cats died on the exact same moon. A perfect example of my love-hate relationship with this game. Anyway, our first dead cat this year is Lupine Smoke, a clan founder and ArachnidClan's former medicine cat. He was 68 moons old at his death and is compassionate and a great teacher, though he sadly never had an apprentice. Before his death, he lived in peace and didn't have any conflicts with anyone. He was mostly busy caring for his 2 patients. Shortly after the arrival of a refugee, however, a gang of rogues stormed the camp and targeted the medicine den. Lupine Smoke fought bravely to protect the sick and injured, but he wasn't made for fighting and was quickly killed. After his death, he hasn't done much other than see the demise of certain cats, which has been a trend in StarClan this year that I'll get into later. Our next dead cat was one of Lupine Smoke's patients, the 51-moon-old warrior Conquer Silk. He was righteous and very clever, and he was also killed by the gang of rogues. Prior to his death, Conquer Silk was a sweet guy who was good friends with many, but particularly with the deputy. When a new cat joined the clan, he was one of the first to greet her, and even explained ArachnidClan's traditions to her, mostly involving their symbiotic relationship with spiders and other arachnids. Conquer Silk was in the medicine den for a mangled tail caused by a rogue, which makes me wonder how long this group of rogues had been around for. Sadly, when this group attacked, he had just recovered from his injury. After seeing Lupine Smoke die, he was enraged and flung himself into battle, calling his clanmates to help. He survived the fight and even drove out the attackers, but he died from blood loss shortly after. Finally, thanks StarClan, we have Mittens, the other patient of Lupine Smoke. Yes, this was a total wipeout of the medicine den. Mittens was 33 moons old and a former kitty pet who was abandoned by her 2 legs on the side of the Thunder Path after she got sick with green cough. She is lonesome and an unusually strong fighter, but she didn't get to show her skills due to her illness. She only lived in ArachnidClan for 1 moon, and was in the medicine den that whole time. Unlike the other victims of the rogue attack, she wasn't killed, instead dying from her sickness shortly afterward. This was a very sad story, which would likely not have happened if Lupine Smoke had lived to treat her. After her death, she hasn't done much other than sneeze on Stardust and watch over the clan with Flailbounce. So, now we can finally move on to the living cats! Yay! You may think that the tragedies and drama are over, but oh no! This year is packed to the brim with those. And our first two cats involved are Shatterstar and Juniper Chaser, the leader and deputy of ArachnidClan, who are also mates. Shatterstar is 68 moons old, wise, and an eloquent speaker. He has already mentored one cat this year and is still good friends with his former apprentice. He mostly goes on border patrols, but back when he and Juniper Chaser were both training apprentices, they would go out together, though back then this was just as good friends. Over time, they started developing feelings for each other, and they confessed after defeating a large dog together. Shatterstar, despite his wisdom, is an absolute goofball who loves heckling other clans at gatherings with his friends, and he's the light that cheers Juniper Chaser up during these rough times. I also almost forgot to mention Lupine Smoke saw Shatterstar's future demise at some point. Yay? Okay, now, you might be wondering, what's up with Juniper Chaser? Well, hold your horses, cause we'll be getting right into that. Juniper Chaser is 73 moons old and a good teacher, a skill which she used when teaching her apprentice. But, sadly, her apprentice is the root of her problems. Though her personality is merely careful, Juniper Chaser has been getting more paranoid with time, convinced that those closest to her former apprentice are plotting something with him. The reason for this fear is the spread of rumors about her. These rumors said she wasn't a good deputy, that she was irresponsible, and that she only got other cats hurt when she was around. Juniper Chaser was also struggling with Conquer Silk's death this year, and after that event, she didn't have anyone to lean on, except Shatterstar. Shatterstar has been comforting Juniper Chaser, and he even held a clan meeting to stop the spread of the rumors, which Juniper Chaser was very touched by. However, Juniper Chaser's old apprentice didn't take this well. Okay, I know I'm being cryptic with all the information about Juniper Chaser's old apprentice and these rumors, but we'll be discussing that guy later. For now, we've got our new medicine cat, Chestnut Daisy. Chestnut Daisy was formerly a warrior and had no medicine cat training whatsoever, but after Lupine Smoke died, she stepped up to the task. She is 121 moons old, playful, and she has an innate connection to StarClan. The main reason she decided to be the new medicine cat was her old age compared to everyone else. While she had gotten the chance to live the life she wanted, the others hadn't, and she didn't want to take away their dreams. She's been settling in well as the medicine cat and is doing a very good job, though not without troubles. She had a falling out with a friend of hers after he confessed to her, and she even had to amputate a cat's tail after a horrible accident. She's still best friends with Shatterstar though, and they love messing with other clans at gatherings together. And yes, Chestnut Daisy is the only one with full background privileges. I was tired. Up next, we have the refugee who I referred to in the StarClan section. Her name is Oddstep, and she is a careful 91 moon old who is a renowned hunter. She came to ArachnidClan seeking a new home after something terrible happened in her former clan, but she refuses to discuss it. I do have my own theory involving the group of rogues that later attacked ArachnidClan, but I won't talk about that in depth here. Maybe some other time. Anyway, since the rogues attacked on the same moon that Oddstep joined, it's likely they chased her down. Oddstep feels incredibly guilty for the deaths that occurred after the raid, and she thinks it was all her fault. Though certain cats, like Shatterstar and our only current apprentice, Olivepaw, were friendly with her and cheered her up. I'm still worried about Oddstep though, since every time someone or something reminds her of what happened in her old clan, she either acts defensive, snaps, or leaves. She also got over her shock at the sudden rogue invasion only 1 moon after the fact, and I think she needs some therapy. So, I mentioned earlier that Chestnut Daisy had a falling out with a friend after she became a medicine cat. Well, it's time to touch on that. Pinesprout is a 73 moon old Tom who is cold and a great speaker, and he has a big crush on Chestnut Daisy. And yes, you might have noticed that huge age gap, but Pine Sprout doesn't seem to care. But Chestnut Daisy doesn't think of him the same way. So when Pine Sprout confessed his feelings to her to try and stop her from becoming a medicine cat, she rejected him and said that although she cares deeply about him, it's only as a friend. She also took note of the age gap and said that he should find someone else. He's a good cat deep down despite his gruff attitude, and there are many who would return his feelings. Despite her letting him down easy, Pine Sprout didn't take this well, and since then, he's avoided Chestnut Daisy completely and stopped spending time with others. Not that he was ever a social cat anyway. Aside from his crush on Chestnut Daisy, Pine Sprout doesn't have anyone he really cares about, though Juniper Chaser and Shatterstar do try to spend time with him. Pine Sprout is also the mentor of Olive Paw, and their relationship is surprisingly okay despite their differences in personality. Wait a minute. This talk of apprentice and mentor relationships is reminding me of something. Oh. Oh no. There he is. I guess I should discuss the elephant in the room, huh? Rainstripe is a strange 18-moon-old Tom who is an excellent teacher, and he is Juniper Chaser's former apprentice. He is the one behind all those rumors, and he's the one who caused so much chaos earlier this year, and he continues to do that now. Rainstripe used to be a charismatic apprentice, but when he became strange, I knew it was more than being a mere oddball. Back when he was an apprentice, Rainstripe got hit by a falling tree while on a patrol, which Juniper Chaser was also on, by the way. And although he was uninjured, he was left traumatized by the event. He also got his tail bitten by a dog while out hunting with Juniper Chaser, and it had to be amputated as the damage was too brutal. One time he tried to vent to Pine Sprout, who just walked away and ignored him, and after that, his best friend Beetle Clash, who had previously been an apprentice with him for a while, was captured by Two Legs. And on the moon of his warrior ceremony, Shatterstar reprimanded him for breaking the warrior code, Lupine Smoke was disappointed in him, and Conquer Silk was worried about the clan. So yeah, Rainstripe has done and been through a lot. I know I've been treating him like a total freak, because he is, but I do honestly love the guy. He causes so much conflict and I adore him. I get to just sit back and watch as he single-handedly destroys the clan. Oh, and Rainstripe also has a crush on a friend of his. So let's get away from this drama and talk about romance. Pigeon Tooth is a confident 16-moon-old and a great hunter, and she is Rainstripe's best friend and crush. And, surprise surprise, she also has a crush on Rainstripe. They have a very cute relationship. They're both such clowns and I love them. It's not all sunshine and rainbows though, since Rainstripe talked badly about Pigeon Tooth a few moons ago, but they reconciled quickly and Rainstripe does seem to genuinely care about her. Other than this romance, Pigeon Tooth was Shatterstar's former apprentice who kept getting sick and injured during their training. She spent a lot of moons in the medicine den because of her recklessness, but Shatterstar helped her train through it, and she ended up graduating 1 moon early. I imagine Shatterstar named her Pigeon Tooth because of her ability to do and be the impossible. Also, much like Shatterstar, a StarClan cat, more specifically Conquer Silk, saw her future demise. So, yeah, I'm quite worried about these two. Pigeon Tooth is doing fine right now though, and so is Shatterstar, so hopefully it's nothing to worry about too much. You may also have noticed that I drew Pigeon Tooth with another cat. That's Olive Paw, Pine Sprout's apprentice and Pigeon Tooth's adopted younger brother. He is 12 moons old, daring, and confident with words. Despite his training not being nearly as interrupted as Pigeon Tooth's, he has not yet become a warrior, though he isn't jealous of his sister. The two of them are very close and often train together, and if there is anyone Olive Paw is mildly jealous of, it's Rainstripe. Rainstripe and Pigeon Tooth have been spending a lot of time together lately, and Olive Paw is a bit of an attention seeker, so he tries his best to get Pigeon Tooth to talk to him instead. Aside from that, there isn't much to say about Olive Paw. I just love these two reckless siblings.
And that concludes Year 1 of ArachnidClan. Yeah, this video was supposed to come out by the end of November. Clearly that did not happen. So, a merry late Christmas to you all. I'll try to have Year 2 out sooner than later. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing. I will try to post more often. Yeah, maybe, hopefully. I hope so. If you'd just like to see more of my art and some other stuff, I have my socials linked in my YouTube bio, so go check them out. If you have any theories about ArachnidClan or just any ideas or literally anything you want to say, please comment below. I will be reading all the comments, and I really do appreciate any interactions I get. So, thank you very much for watching until the end. This has been Box, signing out.